Basically every decision I make is based around this fear.
It feels like bomb ticking. Like we don't know when or how it will happen, but we know that someday it will probably happen.
My name's Gabby.
My name's Siobhan.
Hi, my name is Emma.
Hi, my name is Becca, and I'm 21 years old, and I have emetophobia.
Emetophobia is something that affects my life on a daily basis. It has affected me my entire life, basically. Like, I'm absolutely terrified of the prospect of myself or someone I'm close to getting sick. When someone that I live with is sick, it feels like there's a monster in the house, and I have to wait and see if the monster's gonna attack me or if it's gonna leave.
Hi, my name is Lucy. I have emetophobia, and emetophobia is a strong fear of being sick and of others being sick around you. I've never met anybody who has this fear, so I wanted to make this documentary in order to find out how other people deal with this phobia, and how it impacts their life as it impacts my life every single day. Okay, the Yoda of emetophobia. Let's do this. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad.
So first of all, I'm really curious to know why they call you the Yoda of emetophobia.
Yeah. Because I've had it for a significantly long period of time, and I've been through every experience you could possibly be through, or go through, with this phobia. And I've kind of learned the ways to navigate it. I'm actually in the group more so for other people than myself.
Okay, so would you say that your phobia isn't that severe anymore?
It's not that severe. It certainly does still plague me every now and then, but it's...
Okay.
I've been through tons and tons of CBT.
Yeah.
And so my brain is kind of been rewired to handle things a little bit better now.
I mean, I do have the phobia myself, but it's really like on and off as well. Strange. It's not as bad as it used to be. I feel like it's something that maybe people will grow out of, hopefully. But
you're on the younger side.
Yeah, I'm 20.
I find that people who are like who start having it when they're a teenager and get on top of it as quickly as they can, if they know the resources to go to, have a better chance of getting through it. Because what happens is your brain learns a lot of bad habits to deal with the phobia, which are only actually fueling the phobia.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, seeking reassurance is okay to a certain extent, but seeking reassurance all the time is actually making the phobia worse.
Like, why do you think that? Because I know that a lot more women have this phobia than men do. It's crazy, right? So, I'm wondering, like, do you have any idea why?
I would probably say that there might be a lot more men than we think that have it, but the mentality of a man, the way that we're brought up nowadays is you have to be tough. You can't show fear. You can't show this. You can't do that.
Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.
Okay, no problem. Bye-bye.
I was on my way to meet Abby, a mother with emetophobia who I'd gotten in touch with a few weeks ago. I was curious to meet her as she hides her phobia from her daughter. But why don't you have to talk to her?
So don't want her to become unfit, don't want her to have it.
That's true. But what about when
When she's older, yeah, of course. Yeah, she has been sick all the time on me as well.
Oh yeah. What, like, would you say that being sick is like the worst thing that could ever happen to you? Like, would you, like, in your mind, like, this phobia, is it one of those things like you'd rather like die than like
Be sick.
be sick?
Speaking to you now, rational, no, because I know that it's not, and I know that if somebody, for example, said you have to be sick every day for the rest of your life or your daughter's going to get your fear, I'd be sick every day for the rest of my life. But when I'm in that moment, yeah, I would rather die than be sick.
What do you do when your daughter is sick?
So when she was a baby and it was milk or like just acid reflux because she was still maturing, that was fine, didn't bother me. The first time she was ever sick, I was walking from mine to my ex-partner's mother's house, and it was raining, and she was in her pushchair with the rain mat over it. So I went to a shop, which I can't to this day go in, and as soon as I got in there, it like misted up, so I sort of opened it so I could see her and whatever, and it just projectiled. And then got to my ex's mother's, so she owns a shop, so I got to that shop and I just said, there you go, I can't deal with that. Another time she was ill on me, and I remember looking at her, and we lived with my ex-partner's parents, so they was all there, and I was holding Mia and I was looking at her, and she then suddenly was sick all over me, and I just looked to her dad and said, she's been sick. And they was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's go get her.
Right.
And took her from me, and I literally stripped then and there in front of his dad. I didn't care.
When this happens, and you know, when you have to give your daughter over to somebody else because you can't handle it happening, like, how does it make you feel? Kind of guilt? Does it make you feel bad, or does this phobia kind of like erase all of that, and you just don't feel any guilt or nothing?
No, of course you do. Yeah, they're your children. And like I say, you know, I deal with it. I will deal with it if I have to. If somebody else is there, that's the easy option, and I do pass her over. But I remember one time when she was sick, and again we was living at his parents' house, and they didn't understand the fear at all. And she was upstairs crying, and she was calling for me. She must have been about 2, 3, but obviously she was with her dad and with her grandma, his mum. And she came downstairs, she was like, can you not hear her crying for you? You're like, basically you're useless. How are you ever going to cope by yourself?
The other guy that I spoke to in Canada, Andrew, I told him, I was like, it's crazy that there's so many more women who have this than men do. And it was really interesting what he said. He said that I think that a lot
just statistically that people don't come out about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like men, obviously they see it as much more of a weakness than women do. So they feel as if they have to be strong about it. And just so they don't mention it at all.
I agree with what he's saying 100%, but also women have other things that perhaps they need to think about in terms of, you know, a period can make you feel sick, you know, babies, like we were saying, you know, am I going to start a family, So I think it may be more prevalent to women in the sense that they have to face it more than men do because they have biological things that make them have to face it.
After talking to Abigail and seeing how much she struggles with this phobia, I wanted to hear the public's opinion. My first question is, do you know what a phobia is?
Yes, it's a fear of a particular thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's like a fear of something, but it kind of creates more of a stronger reaction than just not liking.
Yes. Do you know what emetophobia is?
Emetophobia,
No.
What do you think it could be?
No, I don't.
No? It's a phobia against vomiting, basically.
Okay.
People have an extreme...
emeto. Yeah, emeto. Yeah. I'm half Greek, so yes. Emeto is vomit. I confirm.
What do you think this phobia is?
I think a lot of people, have a bit of a disgust to that, maybe more than I would think.
I would assume fairly common compared to other phobias.
Yeah. So basically, that you know that it's the 6th most common phobia in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. I managed to get in touch with a therapist to ask her opinion on where she thinks phobias stem from.
Hello?
Hi, it's Lucy.
Hello, hi.
Where do you think, phobias sort of stem from?
Sometimes if somebody's had sort of a distressing experience, so something where they've had a traumatic experience in their life, maybe either around the actual phobia that they develop or around something else. Sometimes it can manifest itself in all sorts of kind of anxieties and so on, but sometimes the phobia can be the way that they sort of externally, I suppose, exhibit symptoms of that event that has happened in their life.
Yeah.
So, for example, things like emetophobia specifically, I mean, I have somebody, I do remember there was they'd had an experience where they'd been on a school trip, and they'd been sick on this school trip, in front of all their friends and, their teachers and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, they were initially embarrassed, but also they felt unwell. And then from that, they then developed a real fear of vomiting because of how they had felt in that moment when they had been sick, and kind of, all the thoughts and feelings that it brings up whenever they felt that way. So, it's almost worrying about something before it even happens.
Yeah.
A lot of obviously anxiety manifests. That's how people present. No, not only the actual event hasn't happened, but they're worrying about what could happen, what might happen to them in the future.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly. After meeting all these people and talking to them about their experience with this phobia, it made me realise just how severely people do have it, and that it affects everybody with this phobia so differently. When talking to strangers about this phobia, it really didn't surprise me to see that nobody knew what this phobia was, or that it could even be possible to be so afraid to the point of not even leaving your house, of fear of being sick. So I really hope with this documentary I get to spread a little more awareness. People realize that this is a real thing that people do struggle with every single day. And I hope that people with this phobia who see this documentary do realize as well that they can seek help, and it's easy to get some treatment for it and hopefully solve it.